morning. Thank you, Michael and Mary and Harvey, for letting me share Faith's eulogy this morning. I have to tell you that this was written about 3 years ago, and it was proofread by Faith. So she gave us stamp of approval for me to read it, and we had a good time writing it. So hopefully you enjoy it. Born September 13, 1941 to Nobuo and Yoshiko Sasaki. This was 3 months before Pearl Harbor. Not that she had anything to do with it. She's the youngest and last surviving of 11 siblings. And she attended Waialae Elementary School and then Lunalilo Elementary School for the 6th grade. Washington Middle School, and unlike Mary, she went to McKinley High School, graduating with the class of 1959, the year of statehood. Not that she had anything to do with that. She did remember marching in the statehood parade. I don't remember, I wasn't born yet. But I guess it was a statehood parade, and I can imagine they probably beating the way, right? She loved to do anything that was a celebration. By the way, when we did plan this program, the original program, which was drafted 3 years ago, would have been 2 hours long. It was filled with a lot of celebration and music and everything else, but I told Faith, I think we have to whittle it down. So Faith attended Cannon's Business School and started working in 1961 for the state of Hawaii Department of Labor and Industrial Relations Unemployment Insurance Division. If you did or did not get paid when you were out of work between 1961 and 1994, she did have something to do with that. She worked as a stenographer and retired as secretary to the administrator of DLIR. In 1994, get this, at the ripe age of 53. State of Hawaii, amazing, awesome. She, in 1985, more precisely August of that year, Faith Sasaki was swept off her feet and married Michael Irvin. Not to be confused with Michael Irvin, the star Dallas Cowboys football star. She recalls that Michael reminded her of Luke Skywalker. This is her words now. He reminded me of Luke Skywalker. He had the Force. She was so playful, yeah. It was a brief marriage lasting less than a year, but she had no regrets. They remained friends until Michael passed away 10 years later in December of 1995. Faith learned of her Parkinson's disease in 1986 when her eye doctor noticed trembling in her hands and sent her to a specialist. She had been battling it ever since, so that's 33 years of dealing with Parkinson's. She had a surgery performed in Sweden in 1996 that brought some reprieve and comfort for the right side of her body. And we were trying to recall what we believe is Betty Jo Kong that accompanied her on that trip. Faith had a compassionate heart. She recalls when she was married, waking up late at night, finding Michael writing a letter of apology to her, learning that he had contracted the HIV virus. She comforted him and told him that God had a greater purpose that he would work out in him. She prayed and she kept in contact with him until his passing. She had a tremendous heart. As many of you know, Faith loved to travel, sometimes talking while she traveled, yakety yak yak. She traveled to Japan, Sweden, Holland, her favorite Canada, New York, I think all the New England states, Washington, D.C., Florida, Louisiana, but not for Mardi Gras, California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Arizona, and Las Vegas, but not for gambling. I bet you she actually did gamble a little bit. Faith also loved to see the stars, not the kind in the sky, but the kind on TV and the big screen. So all of you kind of know this, but she was an autograph mom. And whenever a star would visit, she would try to find a way to see that star. She would probably qualify as a modern-day stalker. Haha, she didn't actually want me to say that. Interestingly, the Hollywood types that she followed were often very humble and loved their fans, and somehow she knew this. She knew which types of stars she could get in front of. When they visited the island, she was generally tickled and grateful, and they were more than willing to oblige her. In her stuff, she had many autographs and pictures. Some of her favorites were Robert Wagner, Sean Cassidy, the Letterman, and she even had something from Colt Brennan, the football player. She was also an avid drawer or sketcher, and she made some fantastic drawings of her favorite stars. This is a talent that she had. She never drew a picture of me, though. Fate's name captured her life. Through all the struggles she endured, her faith remained strong. It was unwavering, it was trusting, and never embittered. She remained gracious, generous, and humorous for as long as she could convey her thoughts. And so we celebrate that her soul has been released from her captive, uncooperative body and is now dancing in our Lord's presence.